Members of the fourth estate, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your endeavor to be here today as we make a statement and concerning the rampant violation of the law, human rights infringement, and also issues concerning violence in Kissy and the country over. And with us today, we have representatives from different civil society organizations in the country, including Juhudi Africa, Arm Shield International. We have also Gusii Peace Ambassadors, Inform Action. We have SUPKEM with us, Matongo CBO, National Anti-Corruption Commission, Haven of Hope, Hub for Sustainable Innovation, the Young Women Christian Association, Nyabari One Youth Group, and Amnesty International, among the few or many of the organizations which stand for the human rights issues. And I will go straight to read first the statement, then we will have a rejoinder thereafter. And my name is Bernard Nyamwaro, Director Corporate Communications, Juhudi Africa. And the statement reads, the Kissy County Civil Society media address on rampant violation and the intent to harm Kissy County Governor rally at Boikanga Ward, South Mugirango. Now we, the people of Kenya and the residents of Kissy and leaders from diverse civil societies gathered here today to condemn the heinous acts of violence being perpetuated by a section of people in Kenya and Kissy to disrupt functions organized by leaders. As a people, guided by our Supreme Constitution and the Kenya laws, state as follows, state the following, that number one, that Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya upholds the sovereignty of the people of Kenya, and that power belongs to the people of Kenya, and that the same people may exercise their sovereign power either directly or through their representatives. 2, that Chapter 4 of the Constitution of Kenya espouses the Bill of Rights as an integral part of Kenya's democratic state, which is the framework for socio and economic and cultural policies. 3, that the purpose of recognizing and protecting human rights and fundamental freedoms is to preserve the dignity of individuals and communities and to promote social justice and the realization of the potential of all human beings. 4, that power belongs to each individual and are not granted by the state, do not exclude other rights and fundamental freedoms not in the Bill of Rights, but recognized and conversed by law, except to the extent that they are inconsistent with Chapter 4 of the Constitution of Kenya. We today, therefore, stand to condemn and say that on diverse dates, a gang of men descended and started beating citizens who were in a rally at Boikanga Ward, South Mugirango constituency last week. That on the said date and day, the governor of Kissy County, Simbarati, had a rally to distribute bursary forms for the less privileged children, students and pupils in the said constituency. That there were a huge crowd that had come to pick the bursary forms for their vulnerable orphans, children, and students of from different institutions of Kissy County and across the country. That there were young children, pregnant mothers, elderly, the persons with disability, and also all other leaders who converged together with the Kissy governor to launch the bursary forms collection and filling at Boikanga Ward, South Mugirango. Now, it is within these spaces that we rise to draw the attention of the President of the Republic of Kenya to address the rampant attacks violence and all manner of human life violations against the peaceful citizens of this country. And I will also invite the co-chair to read the next statement.
President is a symbol of national unity to quickly ensure that all fundamental rights and freedoms are preserved to the latter. That the President to call into action relevant institutions to speedily commence investigations against all leaders and any other civilians causing violence, disruptions, both private and public functions, or rallies conducted by both citizens and the leaders of this country. That the President to form a multi-stakeholder task force to quickly investigate on the Kissy violence and attacks against the residents, the Kissy County Governor Paul Simbarati and other leaders who were holding peaceful assemblies on the launch of the bursaries. That the President to form a multi-task force to quickly investigate on the violence and attacks against the residents and the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga in Busia and other leaders who are holding a peaceful assembly on the launch of the ODM recruitment exercise. Thank you and God bless you.
Waseko, an HRD based near South Nyanza, representing Inform Action. I would like to call upon the police to take care of the rights of Kenyans as it's stipulated in law. They are supposed to protect life and properties and also to make sure that there is law and order in our country. So we want to call upon the Inspector General of Police to rein in the errant, the rogue police officers who've been firing or who are trigger happy to fire randomly at unarmed citizens, to resist and desist from such crimes because they'll be personally be held accountable once they cause harm or they cause critical injuries to unarmed citizens of this country. Thank you.
Yaro, representing the Kissy Interfaith Network and the National Anti-Corruption Oversight Steering Committee in Kissy County. Pia hata mimi nikisimamia upande wa makanisa nasema kwamba viongozi wetu wa makanisa pia tunaomba warudi pale makanisani wakemee hili jambo, waliombee kwa zaidi kwa sababu insecurity in Kissy County imekuwa rampant. Angalia sasa kile kilifanyika pale South Mugirango. Watoto, wamama, wazee wa kongwe, those people with disabilities waliumia vibaya sana. Hatutaki kuona mambo kama hayo yakifanyika. Pia naomba pastors, religious leaders warudi makanisani waombee hili jambo. Jambo lingine naomba rais pia vile statement imesema kwamba rais angalie katika watu wake wa sheria. Sheria kila mwananchi iko juu yake. Hakuna mtu yeyote, awe mwanasiasa, awe mtu yeyote ambaye hako juu ya sheria. Kila mtu sheria inakata mbele na nyuma. Asanteni sana kwa kutoa.
Wazura Gisiora. Nawakilisha shirika la Amshield International. Mimi ningeweza kuongelelea kiwa kwa upande wa vijana mambo ambayo yalitendeka hapa Kissy na hata nchini. Kuna wale ambao wanaona wako above the law. Tunataka kuhakikishia kuwa hawako above the law. Kama hii incident ambapo kulikuwa na mambo ya basari, kulikuwa na wamama wakongwe, wazee, walemavu, watoto ambao walikuwa wanaenda kuchukua basari, ilikuwa ni hatia sana kwenda kuvamia mkutano huo na kuumiza wale ambao walikuwa hapo. Mimi kile naweza ongelelea na wahimiza vijana waache kutumika vibaya. Viongozi wanawapatia shilingi 2-3 wanaenda wanaumiza wenzao, kisha wakikamatwa wanabaki wako matatani wenyewe. Naomba vijana wawajibike, wawache kutumika kiholela na viongozi ili wawe viongozi wa kesho, vijana wangwana.
I work for Young Women Christian Association, an organization that works around activities involved around protecting the rights of women and empowering women. I want to condemn the violence in the strongest words possible, in that when there is insecurity, the people that suffer most are the women and the young children. You can imagine going for a bursary for your child, and then instead of you getting even that form, you are tear gassed, bullets are thrown here and there. It was not a good scene. And I'm calling upon all the stakeholders involved in this, or who care about the security of Kissy County, to ensure that they come on board and ensure that all this violence is stopped immediately to secure our Kissy County as a county and to ensure that we have security. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Alexander Mosebi from Gusii Peace Ambassador. I'm also condemning these chaos that are causing a lot of insecurity within our county. I agitate that as a county, our leaders to come on board, sit down, have a sitting, agree, and embrace, promote what we call peaceful coexistence. Our message is peace, period.
Henry Omweri, Chairman Amnesty International, Kissy. I want to join the rest of the people and the civil society in Kissy to condemn this kind of violence that we are witnessing, which is bad behavior and bad role modeling to our young children. As the Amnesty International, our business is to see everybody enjoy the rights and the space for their rights. It is indeed very bad that Kissy is now being known for bad reasons. For one, there is rampant illicit brew that is happening and is promoting and making our young people some peace. The political class is making sure that the boys are drunk, and therefore they are taking advantage of that state, and therefore they are not following the law, and therefore being misused. That is number one. Number two, I want to say that it is important that people observe the law from the topmost leadership to the lowest. We are getting into a rogue nation, a rogue county, where observing the law seems like something that has been forgotten. It is important that everybody revises the Constitution and realizes that we are in a country where the rule of law is supreme. Three, this county is going back to militia. I do not understand why we have the police, we have the provincial administration and other cadres of leadership. So much that each person now has his own people to defend him at times of crisis. It is bad manners to have very, very protected people, prominent people, CEOs, using militia to protect themselves as if the police are on leave. So I wish to address the attention of the IG to underscore the fact that the police and the law enforcers are perhaps on leave or they are sleeping on their job. Lastly, I think we've moved to a point whereby, as a nation, as a county, it is important to role model. Bad role modeling gives birth to bad leadership and bad citizenry. It is on this note that I would wish to underscore the point that our leadership from national to county government is showing us bad behavior and bad manners. I wish that everyone desists to have a morally correct society where moral decay and violence is limited. Finally, as Amnesty International and as a Human Rights Commission, we wish to say categorically that we need a peaceful coexistence, a peaceful society, where everyone can be able to have his issues addressed in a court of law, reporting to the police and having the processes followed up. I do not see why somebody to the level of a county CEO really is crying that he can't make a statement, he can't report, the police can't do anything. Where else can the rest of us go if the chief executive of a county is not protected, cannot report, cannot have his issues addressed in court? So where do the rest of the people go? With those very many remarks, I join the rest to castigate and condemn these acts of violence in our county.
I also join my colleagues to condemn that incident. If you have leadership where security of the people is not guaranteed, then it is as good as having no leadership. My names are Alhaj Ramadan Hussein. I represent the SUPKEM, Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims, here in Kissy County. Indeed, leaders seem to be forgetting so fast that they are not in those positions forever. There would come a time when you too will come down and you will be an ordinary citizen. You will need the protection from the leaders of that time. Please let us fear God and understand and not to forget that everything that you do in your time when you are in the position of leadership, you will be answerable for the good things that happen to the people or the bad things that happen to the people, even in front of God during the day of judgment. That one people seem to be forgetting, that whatever you do, you will be held responsible for the good things and the bad things that happen to the people. So we call upon our leaders to be responsible and know that each and every person in this county is fearing this kind of leadership. People are living in fear. People feel that they are insecure because of this style of leadership. I beg to rest my question.
Ya kwamba kwa majina naitwa Bernard Nyamwaro, mimi ni mmoja wa wakilishi wa haki za binadamu kutoka Juhudi Afrika. Na ningependa kusema yafuatayo. Ya kwamba jambo la kwanza, nauliza Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto ya kwamba amepewa mamlaka na wananchi watukufu wa Kenya katika kipengele cha kwanza cha katiba ya Kenya. Na kwa sababu hiyo amepewa uwezo na nguvu na mamlaka ya kuhakikisha kwamba kuna amani ya kudumu baina ya wananchi wa Kenya, ikiwemo wakiwa katika masafari zao, wakiwa katika shughuli zao za kila aina, na pamoja kufanya mikutano ya hadhara ambayo imethibitishwa katika katiba yetu ya Kenya. Jambo la pili, ningependa kuuliza Mheshimiwa Rais ya kwamba hivi vita ambavyo vinaanzishwa na baadhi ya viongozi kwa sababu wanajipiga kifua kuwa pamoja na yeye ni kinyume cha katiba ya Kenya na sheria. Hii ni dhuluma kubwa zaidi ya katiba yetu. Kuona jana ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga anafahamiwa katika rally ambayo ilikuwa kule Busia na watu wasiojulikana, mlengo wa watu ambao wana fikra zao za binafsi na kuenda kuharibu mkutano ule. Vile vile ningependa kusema kwamba ni dhuluma kubwa. Hii ni uvunjaji wa sheria na uchomaji ama kuchoma katiba yetu, kwa sababu kuna baadhi ya viongozi ambao wamebeba hiyo akili yao duni pamoja na uweza na mamlaka ya kuzungumuza ama kuwa katika serikali ya Kenya Kwanza kudhulumu wengine. Na ninauliza ya kwamba kile kitendo ambacho kilitendeka kule Kissy, hapa Kissy, juma lililopita, kwa gavana wa Kissy pamoja na viwete, walemavu na wamama wajawazito na watoto ambao ni mayatima, ambao walienda katika mkutano ili kuweza kufaidika kutoka kwa bursary forms na application ya Kissy County Government kupitia kwa gavana wa Kissy. Ni aibu kubwa katika Kenya yetu nzima na ulimwenguni. Na hizi haki zote ambazo zinahitajika kuhifadhiwa, lazima Mheshimiwa Rais atuambie ni wapi, vile jinsi wenzetu wamesema hapa ya kwamba ni kwa nini wanasheria pamoja na askari ambao wanaweka security kwa watu wetu wanaenda na kulala wakati mambo yale yanatendeka. Tunauliza Mheshimiwa Rais ya kwamba kuanzia leo hawa wote wanaamuka, kwa sababu ni watetezi wa wanyonge, na kesho tunaweka petition kotini kuuliza ya kwamba kama hauna uwezo wa kulinda wananchi wa Kenya kupitia kwa Profesa Kindiki ajiusulu na pia nauliza AG, Attorney General, na Speaker of the National Assembly, na Speaker of the Senate, ya kwamba tumewachagua, wananchi hao wamewachagua ili muweze kuwatetea na kulinda hizi zote haki zao. Na kwa sababu ya hii, nauliza ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Machogu, ile barua ambayo uliandika juzi kupitia kwa mitandao ya kijamii na haukupiga simu katika kuleta uwiano na pia kuonyesha ya kwamba ama kuona ya kwamba wananchi wa Kisii wamepata haki yao ya kulindwa na amani, na kuuliza kama mheshimiwa ambaye ulichaguliwa katika kitengo cha juu, Mheshimiwa Waziri Machogu, ninasema ya kwamba umeenda kinyume na matarajio. Huwezi kuandika barua upeleke kwa social media ati unaita gavana wa Kisii, ati unaita seneta wa Kisii, ati unaita wajumbe wa Kisii na haujawapigia simu muradi ili uweze kujinufaisha na mipango yako ya kibinafsi. Na kwa sababu ya hiyo, ninataka kusema ya kwamba Mheshimiwa Rais, uweze kuteua kamati teule kama ile ya Bomas Committee ya kuleta reconciliation. Tunataka amani Kenya, tunataka amani kote, kutoka Kisii mpaka Mombasa, kutoka Mombasa mpaka Kisumu, kutoka Kisumu mpaka Busia, ili tuweze kuendelea kuishi kwa amani na tuweze kunufaika kutoka kwa uongozi wako. La si hivyo, sisi tutaamuka kama wenye harakati na kuenda kufanya mambo ya kutetea wananchi wetu. Civil society hoye! Hoye! Civil society hoye!
Hoye! Amshil International Peace Champions, vile wenzetu wamesema, sisi kama civil society tuko macho na tunatazama na tunafuatilia yale ambayo yamesemwa, wacha yafanywe hivyo ili hapa Kisii kuwe na amani vile tumekuwa kawaida na amani. Civil society viva!
Viva!
Civil society viva!
Viva!
HLD viva!
Viva!
HLD viva!
Viva!
Action, amani, amani, amani.
Action, amani, amani, amani.
Action,
amani, amani, amani.
Thank you so